Ready?
Yep. I'll let you know.
Yeah. Dun.
Yep. We're on.
Hey. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another wonderful episode of Boob Tube. It's Wednesday, means hump day. And of course, it's not Boob Tube without my lovely co hosts, Casey Carter and Desirable Bottom. Hey,
Hey.
ladies.
Hey. How you do? Wait. Can I just say this? I'm sorry. I just happened to notice that in this time when the intro was playing, I happened to notice because I always try to hide because I'm always jamming to our intro, but we were all kind of jamming to the intro today.
Surviving.
That's that thing. Y'all can't see us jamming to the intro, but we were jamming to the intro. But as I was watching the intro, it occurred to me, Bad Dragon. I have been so used to seeing their display at Exotica, and there has been no Bad Dragon display at Exotica for a while. I don't recall it all of 2023. I'm not even really sure that they were physically in the building last year. Were they, Kari? Do you remember?
I don't recall seeing them, so I'm gonna probably venture to say no because they always have a very noteworthy booth. Like their booth, it may not be like extravagant, but it's always one of those that you don't miss.
Right.
And they used to sponsor the model
Mm-hmm.
area, which is now Loyal Fans. So
Yeah.
yeah, I knew something was going on. I mean, I know that they're still in business as
Right.
far as I know, but even in 2021 and 2022 when they were present, they didn't have actual sale product on the floor. They only had displays
Displays.
and
Yeah.
the minis.
Yeah. Oh, like
So, because I wanted to get my custom one.
speaking of the minis, bag of minis. I keep I keeps it handy.
Okay, so just a little insider. I use those for SPH, small penis humiliation.
Yes. Yes. That is exactly why I keep them.
So I can use those for comparison. Like I keep this by my computer because I use that for comparison.
Mm-hmm.
I use a Sharpie marker for comparison, post-it notes. But anyway, so if any of you are into that, um, I keep those things handy. Oh, a shot glass. Hold on. And a
There you go.
quarter.
I was gonna say a shot is complimentary. I know it's short, but it's I'm always
Don't
I had
want no short dick, man.
I
Don't want,
had
don't
I
want.
had what do you call it, chopsticks handy one time. I was like, yeah, you
Ooh.
might be long, but you're super narrow.
But I did want to say I'm wearing my Raiders shirt because I found out they didn't release the actual dates. So I don't know the actual date of the game yet, but I found out that the Raiders are going to play the Ravens here in Baltimore, which is so exciting because I don't know when I'm going to get to Vegas again, which I'm not going to lie. I still want to do the Vegas stadium experience, but I'm still excited to be able to go see my team here in Baltimore. So I decided to wear the shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I've got my horror Pennywise beanie. So tell us about your shirt, Casey, or your hoodie.
Oh, well, I think it's self-explanatory. I licked it, so it's not. um, this is from a vendor who is usually at most of, if not all of, the Exotica expos. He typically I'm getting these thongs. He like kind of almost even hands them out for free, and I swear I think they say champagne room or my favorite panties or something. I don't know, but they're made of like this super silky material where they're at, and what makes them great is there are no seams on
Mm-hmm.
this fabric. So it's literally just the fabric cut into a thong. So if y'all know anything about wearing panties, and I don't like to do that. That material can be not so friendly in those very special places. And at Exotica, you have to cover the good stuff. So I like his panties because they don't irritate the skin. But he had this t-shirt. He had this t-shirt that I was totally digging. Well, hoodie. And the truth of the matter is it's really short. Like I put it on for the first time for this and I'm like, ooh, I could not wear this outside without something else on underneath. Because
if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So, but anyway, if I could remember the guy's name, the vendor, the company, whatever, I'd shout it out. But in the meantime,
Oopsies.
Anywho, Desiree, how's it going for you?
Yeah, what you got going on?
Pretty good. My voice is gone tonight. I've been screaming so much with scary games, so my voice is out.
Are you screaming at the games? Screaming in the games? What are you screaming at?
Yeah. So we're playing the games and like jump scares happen, so we scream.
Okay.
I'm screaming.
Okay.
Screaming all over. And now my voice is gone.
You know what? I love the way it sounds, so we're gonna make you talk all night.
Oh no!
Right? and you have to speak in Vietnamese.
Or Wookiee. Wookiee.
Or what? Oh yeah, you got to speak in Wookiee. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
God. It's not. It's almost May the 4th, right? So almost. I'll do it for May the 4th.
Next Saturday, not this Saturday coming, but the next Saturday is May the 4th because I'm doing a special live on Twitch, OnlyFans, Loyal Fans. What else? There's something else. Jeez, I don't know. Oh, ManyVids. So, and I might hop on Chatterbait and a couple of other ones. But yeah, I'm going to be dressed in my Princess Leia garb, my costume. So I will be celebrating May the 4th be with you. And in costume. So if you want to see Princess Leia live.
I can't even
want to see her put them buns on. She going to put them buns on you.
Actually, it's a wig.
Kari, don't mess up my joke, okay? Don't mess up my joke. Who cares it's a wig? I want people to go put your buns on me.
My bad. I apologize, Casey. That was very rude for me to mess up your joke with
your buns.
Bun wig. My buns.
Buns? Your bun buns.
I'm trying to
my buns killed your joke.
To see them buns. They want to see them buns.
Come and see my buns. All of them. The back ones and the top ones.
And we want you to tip big. Tip big.
Yes. Yeah, let me see those tips. So, well, let's talk about what we've been watching because, I mean, that's what we're all here, right? And so I do want to share that Casey and I were so unorganized that we were before the show trying to hurry up and put our list together because we like to write them down because when you go live you forget everything and we get to talking about one show and it just like so I actually logged into Netflix and Hulu so I could see what I've watched.
And before Kari jumped on, I had logged into my Netflix as well. So
fair enough.
And some weeks
Desiree just did jump scares.
Some weeks I log into Netflix, Hulu, Max, and Prime. Because the only thing I watch on Stars is 50 cents.
I forgot Prime.
Get on it.
I watched a lot of things on Amazon Prime. So wow, I missed out on a whole lot of things. But I have a lot on my list so I can just save those for next week.
Okay.
Let's talk about BMF. Are you guys caught up?
Caught up.
Yes. Me too. Today.
Stop it. Okay. Everybody watching, pause the feed.
Mark this down.
Mark this on your calendar. This is a special day in history where we are all caught up on BMF.
All of us. All of us.
All of us. I don't know that this will ever happen again. So
I'm
yeah,
sure
we need to
will.
mark this day in history.
I have faith. I have faith. It can happen again.
How many times have we started talking about a show and Desiree will be like, well, I decided to watch the first season. Honey, we're on 4. Season 4.
Listen,
You're now deciding 4 seasons later that you.
I gotta give props for even attempting to
True
join
story.
the conversation in some way, right? I mean, if you can't talk about what we talked about that just recently came on, you can at least talk about character. You know.
True. I'll know who you're talking about. Facts.
There you go. There you go.
True.
There you go.
Just like when what's his name died, and what happened, I was like, who was it? Scrappy or something? And it was who was it? Remember? And who was it?
Oh shit!
Me too, because I'm not really sure.
Raising Kanan.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was.
Scrappy.
Okay.
What's his name? Hold on, we're gonna go look just because.
Yeah, it started with a D. I forget. I think it was
a D.
How do you get Scruffy and then you say it started with a D?
No, it was. I thought it was Scrappy.
Right.
But his name started with a D. It was another guy.
Oh my god.
As long as we can all agree Scrappy doesn't start with a D, I'm good with that.
Correct. I agree.
I cannot. Oh, the laughter. Can somebody help us, please?
Know.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, I would agree.
She can't help.
I would agree, Sandy. I feel a little extra giggly today. So thank you.
We're so happy to see each other. Like, we're just so happy to be in each other's presence. Like, we were jamming to the song, you know?
Yep. But I think more importantly, ladies, you know, let's admit, we've all personally and individually have had drama in life that sometimes we put on a happy face for the audience, but prior to coming on, we're like, yeah. Today, on the other hand, I just feel good. You know, I was sharing with Kari. I got drama on my day job that at this point I just giggle. I'm like, it makes me laugh and brings joy to my life to see some of the shenanigans, because I don't even know what else to say. I feel like...
Actually, his name is Scrappy, by the way.
Way to go, Desi.
So, 1 for Desi. Ding!
Way to go.
0 for Kari and Casey.
That's all right, because technically she's catching up. So I'm here for it. I can take the 0. I'll be good with that.
Me too.
All right.
I can take it.
If let us just get started with the BMF and the fact that since we're all caught up. So Kari had been saying for the last few weeks, since I wasn't even caught up, that it had gotten good, because I was complaining it started off rather lukewarm. And now that I'm caught up, I will admit there's a little drama. And what I find very interesting is you're seeing, if you're paying attention, you're seeing the friction between the brothers start to tick up a little bit. Like, truth is, like when you're watching it, you realize love is the only thing keeping these boys from literally going at each other.
Right.
Because anytime one, you know, Meech calls Terry, it's always like, what do you want now? You know? So yeah, and I the way they portray the characters, I'm sorry, but Terry does come off a little soft in his gangster mode. He does. I hate to say that, but he does come off a little soft. And Meech does come off a little bit more like a businessman, even a little bit more level-headed, because I think in the beginning of the show, the series, Terry was a fly off the handle. I'm sorry, Meech was a fly off the handle kind of person. And now he's sort of maturing into that business mode of, you can't just shoot somebody because they pissed you off. You know, there's a way of showing right. There's a way of showing aggression and of handling situations. And I think the storyline with the Connect, whose brother got kidnapped, the way Meech handled it, I was impressed. I was impressed. That was that perfect story to show how Michi has matured, how he understands how to handle tough situations, how to not just, shoot up the room because you mad and your feelings is hurt.
Right.
Yeah, and so I'm from a business perspective, I'm impressed with his character. Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Aside from that, I also respect the fact that as soon as he saw the old girl he said, "You're not loyal to me, so you're no longer in my circle of trust." That for me was like, I need to learn to do that too. Like, I am definitely the type of person who I ignore the red flags. And then when the situation implodes, then I'm hurt, I'm upset, I'm angry.
Right.
But that is a clear indication that of something that in my own life, I wish I could be like, you know what? You're no longer in my circle of trust. Thanks, but no thanks. Although now she's trying to wiggle her way back. But for me, what's so interesting is the turmoil between baby mama and Lakeisha. And how Lakeisha is so bold to just show up to the house and act like she's going to be friends with the baby mama. And the baby mama is like, no, motherfucking ma'am.
Wait, and let me tell you something. That last episode, she stepped over way too many lines, played way too many games. Getting all flirty with that police officer and then setting him up so that when he came to see her, she was there with Terry. And like you said, rolling up over to baby mama's house, trying to bring gifts and whatnot. I have to give baby mama credit. She was like, "Oh, that little coat you got on? Guess what, girl? Me too.
I got one too. Yeah.
You know what? Take it. I don't even want it." And I had to laugh because mom was like, we ain't giving that shit away. No. But yeah, I don't, she's playing a very dangerous game in my opinion. Because when Terry was trying to get with you, you were like, "No, I need a minute. No." And then all of a sudden you're like, "Why aren't you with me? What's going on? Come be with me." Girl.
I feel like the interesting aspect for me is like seeing how Terry is caught in the middle, how he wants, like, he still cares about the baby mother, obviously, and they have 2 kids together. But it's like always wanting what you can't have. Seems like that's the life that Terry is following down. You know what I mean? While Meech is out here paving his own way, like, and he's not putting up with no shit.
Living life.
Terry's out here just irresponsibly, like, you're in a lifestyle where you need to minimize as much drama as you possibly can.
Right.
So this drama that you keep perpetuating is entirely your fault.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's what leads to his demise. But what's also interesting in BMF right now is the officer. What's the guy's name?
The older guy whose son died.
Yes, the older guy whose son took his own life, and the cop that's undercover now, and she's playing with Henry, and like, I just don't see this. I mean, I think one of the episodes where they showed where the cops came and arrested Terry, I want to say she was there, but I don't recall. But this is a dangerous game that we're playing, and it's like,
so his name is Bryant.
Bryant, yes. Bryant? Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Desiree.
But wait, here's what's interesting. When you mentioned his partner being undercover, that when she kissed Henrietta, but when she kissed Henry, she did it to protect herself from being seen by the officer walking by. But there was this like, wait, hold up. I might have liked that. And when Henrietta made reference to the scars from her, doing the self-inflicted wounds, that was a very vulnerable moment for that officer. And she literally shared it and then was like, wait, hold on. that was too much. I gotta go. I gotta go. Because you can see that line of trying to run game on Henrietta and and connecting with someone. It's starting to blur. Like, and that was a little too fast. A little too fast. But
Yeah.
she's, I think, hurting so much from whatever happened with her sister to what happened with her recently happened with her partner. She's just too wide open. The wounds are so wide open for her that, anybody showing love and looking beyond some of those things. Yeah.
I think for me, what's going to be interesting is we know that she is undercover, but she also gets very attached to people very quickly and very intimately.
Yep.
And so I think what's going to happen is she's seeing a side of Henry that she didn't think Henry had, because Henry does have a very sadistic side to her.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's going to confuse her. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and and I think that's something that any person that goes undercover, you risk, like how many things have we seen unfold where the person who is undercover loses sight of what they're really there for, because they do become invested in those people. And like it's hard not to like some people, not all
True.
villains are always villains,
Right.
you
Well,
know.
I mean, they're all people. Everybody's
Right.
somebody's child. And if you can connect with them in the right way, you might get a chance to peek at their vulnerable side. And if you remember, there was the first introduction between Henry and the detective. When they were shaking hands, she caught a glimpse of the scars.
Yeah.
And she made a note, and Henry is, because she's going through her own whatever with her father, she recognized a person who's hurt and hurts themselves, so yeah.
Sure.
Henry's got some things to work on and work through, but the way she immediately connected to that detective, I was like, ooh, she's a smart woman, but she's about to fall prey, because I'm sorry, Henry is smooth. Henry is smooth.
But Henry's also an asshole. Like,
Mm-hmm.
remember when she was fucking the girl and then she was like, oh, got what I needed. I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Oh yeah, she gangster. She gangster for real.
She is gangster. And she's even more like fueled because this rivalry, or this like need to be accepted by her father, and her father just overseeing her at every step, like, makes her want to prove that she can do well. But obviously her getting involved with the cop is going to create problems. Like, this is a mess.
And then think about it too, she had that debt. And this was weird, because this didn't go the way, the conversation didn't go the way I thought it would. But she had that debt that she owed, and her uncle, aka Dad's brother, rolled in to help pay it off. And then Terry met with these people, and at no point when he met with the people she owed money to did they tell him she was paid up. I mean, did I miss that? I seem to recall they didn't say anything.
I don't think so. The cousin, who was the one that went to deliver the money, ended up getting shot. So I don't know who ended up with the money. I don't know if Terry stepped in. I missed that part. So if anybody's watching and you can elaborate on that scene, or what exactly happened with the money, is the debt paid or not paid? And I do know that the cousin got shot. So I guess I need to go back and watch it.
Who shot the cousin?
I don't remember. I don't know that it showed the person.
Okay, so so wait. So there's the scene where the uncle comes in and delivers the money. And
he says, I'm going to go take care of this right now.
Right. And the cousin is like, this is why I rock with you. La, 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 blah, blah, blah,
yes.
blah. That cousin got shot?
Yes.
Oh, I must have.
I believe so. If I'm recalling correctly. if anybody saw and I am incorrect, please do correct me.
Yes,
especially down in the comments.
Please
let us know.
Because listen,
please
we busy talking about what we remember, and if we remembered it wrong, we want you to let us know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and rewatch it just out of curiosity, especially since the new episode. I want to be like clear on what's happening.
I will say that literally this past Friday, not Sunday, this past episode was really, really good. Really, 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 really.
So it's rewatchable.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
it's rewatchable.
So
definitely rewatchable.
So yeah, I'm just gonna comment quick too about the love romance between because I didn't know how it was gonna turn out. I was like, oh no, like the mom and the dad are gonna like split up in divorce, and then just what like the kids are you know like yeah. And then she's like giving the daughter the birth control, but then you see now the daughter's got like a love interest now too, and the mom's kind of like trying to step in, tell her, you know, like don't make the same mistakes I did, blah 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 blah, like having kids at a young age. And it was like a little bit, I like that, like I kind of like he wrote her a song after to like swoon her back in. And then she was like, you know, she tried to go like, she went out to dinner many times with the doctor, right? So she was trying to revisit that, you know, love interest there. And then, you know, the husband tried to, you know, reel her back in a little bit. So
I'm glad you brought that up, because one of the things that she talked about, the mother, was when the husband was trying to say, oh, but I'm working on us, I'm gonna put the family back together and blah 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 blah. And she was like, hey, you know, every time you would get money, you would just buy more instruments and you would do this. And he's like, oh, well, what about the stuff in your closet? She's like, oh, I can't have nice things, like basically is what she said. But what the in that conversation between the two of them, I think the thing she said that was the most important was that she needed to do stuff for her.
For herself.
She needed to be in charge of who she was into, what that looked like, because she got hooked up with him so young and immediately had kids and all of this stuff. So none of what she had been doing was ever for her. It was never her decision. Exactly. It was never what she specifically wanted. And so she basically was like, you know what? Fuck you and the horse you rode in on. I'ma do me. Like it or not, I'ma do me. And that's probably the thing I was most proud of her for, because it seems like, to your point, Des, he's busy trying to swoon her, you know, and reel her back in, and she, you know, she kiki ha ha ha, oh, and then it's like, but I'm going on a date, bye. And that I like that. She's like, let's just put her foot down. She's getting her dick and she's eating it too.
Well, I think what was important in that moment is that she's letting him know that you trying to get me back is about you. Nothing that you're doing is about me. It's all about you, and you not accepting that if we don't stay together, for you, it's a hit to your ego because you were there first, and you are, and I'm your wife, when, you know, none of that, the things that you're saying have anything to do with what benefits me. And I'm in an era right now where I'm going to do the things that make me happy. And that may not include you. It may include you, or it may include all of you. I may see the doctor and still see you. Like,
it may include you and your dick, and it just may include your dick. Whatever. But
so,
but what you just said something interesting, very important though, Kari, not Terry. When you talked about the doctor, when she was with the doctor on the date with the doctor, and they were in the car, smoochy, she's like, oh, can we just be in the moment? He's like, oh, but I want to be with you forever. She's like, yeah, but I just want to be here right now in the moment, you know, whatever. And what I liked, he was like, you know what? I waited this long. Fine. Okay, sure. I'm like, thank you.
Because it's not about what you want, doctor. It's about what I want. And I enjoy spending time with you. But again, we're talking about the male ego and that quest to conquer
Be the one.
and
Yep.
right.
Yep.
Because men are naturally, hunters.
Right.
So once you and she already knows that, like, this, she already experienced being with the husband for several years and realizing that he cheated because they got to this place in their marriage where things just kind of became mundane. And she's fearful for the same thing to happen with him, when all right now she just wants to experience new things, and she's enjoying the attention from both of them. She's enjoying that she can make the freedom of choice to go out with whoever she wants to go out with and do whatever she wants, and more power to her. Like,
Not mad.
we are all about mama going out there and living her best life. Like, one of the things that she said that was so, like, deep is, she's like, I wake up every day and I take care of you. I take care of the kids. I take care of the house. I go to this job that I hate. I do all these things. And at the end of the day, none of that's for me.
Right.
So what I'm doing right now, me going to dinner with the doctor, me going and, knocking your brains out or whatever, that's for me.
Yep.
And I'm not saying, she's like, I'm not apologizing for it. I'm not explaining anything. I'm just going to do what the fuck I want to do. And, like, that is such a strong statement to make.
Yeah.
Letting people know, like, you just own your choices, and you have the ability to change it
unapologetically.
Yes, unapologetically. So that was so powerful. That was such a powerful scene and such a powerful conversation. And so
okay, I want you this is a good spot for us to switch to the next thing, but I also want to acknowledge Year, YEER, who asked the question, when is the next event in Miami? It is June 28th through 30th. Again, June 28th through 30th. If you hang on to the end of the show, we will run the dates for the rest of the year. But I just wanted to answer your question right now. Okay.
Also, go to EXXXOTICAexpo.com and it'll have all the dates, all the locations, and you can pre-purchase your tickets there, and we will see you in Miami.
And you can get the hotel information and
all of that.
All that stuff.
Who's going to be there? But so let's move on to the next thing. What do you have for us, Casey?
Okay. Okay,
was that your?
No. I had to take a pause to look at my list. So a few weeks ago, I started watching Jared Carmichael, a comedian, and it's on Max. Jared Carmichael basically came out as being gay, and this is a reality show. This is you experiencing him living his life and so forth and so on. And I think I mentioned back when I first talked about it that his comedy is very interesting. He's very sort of cerebral in that he sits in a chair and sometimes there'll be silence for like 2 minutes while he's just thinking, and then he'll say something, and it's very, very interesting. He's got a bestie who's this really thick black girl. Love her. She's so stereotypical thick black girl. Loud, unapologetic, all of this stuff. But he literally is living his life. He is literally experiencing his open gay life. And so you see him on his Tinder dates. You see him get a boyfriend. You see him cheat on the boyfriend. You see him apologize to the boyfriend. You see him cheat on the boyfriend again. And it's very, very interesting. But the most recent episode, I'm going to tell you right now, I watched it. It's him and his dad on a road trip to his dad's hometown. And by the end of the episode, I was like, Jared Carmichael is a dick. And I'm going to tell you why. His parents are
Woo! You heard it here first, folks.
The way he tells it in the first couple of episodes, his parents did not accept the fact that he came out as gay, and they didn't really talk to him, and they shunned him, and they made him feel bad or whatever. And so he goes on this road trip with his dad for the purpose of of trying to reconnect because apparently they were very close. The family was very close. And so they go on the road trip. He gets an RV. Jared Carmichael is a horrible driver. He wrecks the RV. But they go and they're on this road trip in the RV, and there's a moment where Jared Carmichael basically says, you know, you all shunned me, you made me feel bad, you shamed me, blah, blah, blah. And the father is like, well, no, we thought you wanted space because you really stopped talking to us. And then Jared Carmichael, because dad turned it around and was like, no, we love you, but we just gave you the space we thought you wanted. And Jared Carmichael responds to that by saying, well, you got a whole nother family and you've cheated on mom forever. And I want to meet the other family. And the dad was like, I knew it. I knew it. And I was like, oh, come on, man. Dad, in that moment, answered your question of why they went silent. And you made it ugly and threw, like just basically shitted all over dad. Like dad even literally said, we love you. If that's what you want, fine. Because like along the way, before they even got to that moment, Jared Carmichael was like, you want to see a picture of my boyfriend? He shows dad a picture of the boyfriend in like Speedos. I'm like, really?
What?
Oh Lord.
Really?
Oh Lord.
Like, you already think your dad is ashamed of you being gay, doesn't approve of you being gay, and you show him a picture of your boyfriend in a Speedo. That's fucked up. But when he came at dad about having extramarital affairs and having other kids and all of that, I was like, yo, nah, that was not cool. Not cool at all. You went out of your way to have this father-son moment to get closer to your dad, to squash whatever friction you thought was there. And what you did is you drove a wedge deeper between you and your dad. And it's crazy because he said his dad is like 30 years older than him, and he shows all these videos of his dad playing basketball with him and just doing things with him when he was young. And I'm like, you're a fucking dick. You're a dick. Why would you do that to this man when he just sat here and told you, when you straight up said, you did this to me, you hurt my feelings, and dad was like, oh, no. We thought you wanted space. We love you. We're good. So, Jared Carmichael on Max, dick. But I'm still watching. I'm still watching it, though.
Because it's a train wreck.
Yeah.
It's an absolute, it sounds like it's a train wreck. Like, I'm not watching it. And, you know, I don't even, like, I can't even picture who that is. So
I knew the name, but when I saw his face, I'm like, it's not even the face I thought connected to the name. But when you watch the first...
Sir, that isn't your face.
When you watch the first episode, he's going on Tinder dates and people are coming in masks. They're having their voice, you know, disguised. And I'm like, oh, I got to watch this because clearly they know there's something going on and they want to be on camera, but they don't want to be on camera. That is some shit right there. Like I have to watch that just because. So yeah, I'm just saying, Jared Carmichael.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys about Shogun. I don't know if you guys seen that.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's number 1 on Netflix right now.
Okay, so it's
Shogun's on Netflix
or Hulu, one of them.
Okay, I was gonna say I know it's not on Netflix because I ain't watched it yet. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it's subbed. So if you like subs, then it's a show for you. So it's about dubbed, subbed.
Dubbed.
Yeah,
dubbed.
Right.
Okay.
Dubbed.
So, anyways, okay. So
go ahead though. Go ahead.
It's a show set out in Japan. What happens is there's like these pirates and they're trying to raid. Like they're on their ships going out and stuff. And this guy's a pilot, so he knows like obviously his directions and stuff or whatever. So they set to take on Japan or whatever, and European, and they do stuff like that, and it's in Vietnamese. No, I'm just joking. I had to throw that in there though. So
You just wanted to see if
I'm
we were
just-
paying attention.
I'm just joking. It's not Vietnamese. Okay. But anyways, so there's like this whole like, I love this show because in Japan they have a certain like loyalty. I'm gonna say like it was really raw and real. Like they had like the one guy was almost gonna like, he was like a captor. Like they captured him and they treated him like shit. So they called like one of the main characters like the barbarian. So if you guys watch the show, you'll get it. But anyways, and it's just so like because you see both sides of the coin. You know what I mean? So like on the one hand, you know, they have their traditional Japanese culture and traditions and everything, and on the other hand, there's this guy who like doesn't follow that, and they talk like a lot about like Catholic religion. Like they're shitting on the Catholic religion pretty much in the show. So I mean, they talk like, you know, right. So they talk about like that, and he's like rips the cross, steps on it, like spits on it and stuff like that. Anyways, so I was like, wow, like this is just like everything. So then they're trying to translate for him. He doesn't, the barbarian doesn't allow it. He's like, these guys are fucking traitors and blah, 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 blah. Like, anyways, there's lots of action. So if you like action, I would recommend it. Again, subtitles. So if you're not a subtitle fan, then I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is right now.
I'm not a subtitle fan. However, I am curious. I mean, Shogun, if I remember correctly, it is actually a book.
Yeah, I think you're right too. I think that's what they said. It was based off a novel or something.
And I think they've done this
previous
film or TV adaptation before. But I am very curious because, you know, that was something that came out when I was very, very young. So it's not something I would have seen, read, whatever. But I am very curious now.
There's 8 episodes, so it's not too long. It's not too short.
Yeah, I definitely want to watch it now, because even Lorenzo was watching it, and I'm gonna say this: if Lorenzo makes it past, bless you. If he makes it past 2 episodes,
Excuse me,
it might be worth watching. It doesn't take long for him to be like, yeah, nope, I'm done. So, yeah.
Hi,
are we back to me?
Yep.
Yes, we're back to you, babes.
We are back to me. So I watched a show with Samuel L. Jackson, whom we love and adore. At least I do. And he did a movie called Damaged. Damaged is a movie set in Scotland.
But who's in who's in that with him? Remind me, because I remember seeing the
nobody of any, like, they're all European actors.
Okay.
So there's a guy that is semi, like, I've seen him in other like films, and he plays an Irishman. Hold on, let me look him up. But Samuel L. Jackson is really the only notable actor aside from Vincent Cassel is the Irishman, or in this video or this movie he's Scottish. But so the backstory is that Samuel L. Jackson is a detective, a homicide detective in Chicago, and he has this case that was like really bizarre, and there was like satanic and cultic like symbolisms and things like that. And so what happens is that this murder takes place in Scotland, and the person who is investigating, somehow, some way, they're like, we need to get this guy from Chicago, Samuel L. Jackson, here to Scotland so that he can help us, you know, learn what these symbols mean, and does any of this look familiar to the case that he had in Chicago. And So he comes to Scotland. He links up with this Vincent Cassell guy who was the old partner in Chicago. And so it's just a really twisted story about. Oh, that's my mom. Sorry, guys. Hold on, let me text her and let her know. Everything is okay. I'm just live right now. But anyways, so it's a very twisted story. I can't really talk about too much about it because I don't want to give it away. I don't want any spoiler alerts. It was pretty good.
Okay.
You know, there were some things that I kind of predicted, but there were some other things that I did not predict. So I love stories like that. I love when they build up to something and you're like invested that this is the villain and this is what's happening. And you're like, yeah, I've got it all predicted. And you're like, that movie was whack. The ending was a little blah, but it definitely had some twists and turns that I wasn't expecting. So it's called Damage, Samuel L. Jackson. It was, I'd give it a 3.5 stars. Wasn't too bad.
Stars? Out of how many?
Out of 5.
Okay. Remind me again, what is it? What is it on?
It is on Hulu.
Hulu. Okay. Yeah,
called Damaged.
I do remember seeing.
Oh no, Prime Video.
Okay, I remember seeing the title.
Yeah, Damaged. Crap. It was pretty good. Like I wouldn't say it was like a 5-star. I feel like Samuel L. Jackson kind of held the whole movie.
Of course he did.
Of course he did. But, the other actors weren't exactly, I don't know. It was just, it was good. Take a look. Go check it out. Let us know next week what you thought. Boom.
Okay.
Moving along.
Okay. Before I call out the next thing I watched, I just want to say real quick, my son went to see, hold on, The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. The only reason why I'm mentioning it is because he liked it so much. He called me up to say, if you want to see it, I will even pay for you to see it on IMAX. So I was busy trying to find a local theater that had the IMAX. I couldn't find one fast enough. I didn't have the time.
Wait a minute. What is it called again?
The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. It is a Guy Ritchie movie. I love Guy Ritchie movies. This is one of, you like how I say, one of Madonna's ex-husbands.
She said a few. A few.
But I like Guy Ritchie movies. And if you're cool with that whole British, London, UK accent and storyline,
cinema,
yeah, it's there. His movies are very entertaining. But anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there because we don't always talk about movies, but that is on my list. And as soon as I can find somewhere to go, I'm calling my son. Cash App, thank you. But next on my list is something called American Fiction. Now, American Fiction, I believe, is on Prime, but I watched it on Delta on my way to Chicago. And American Fiction stars Jeffrey Wright, Issa Rae, and Erica Alexander. Now, let me explain who these people are.
Explain it, Casey. Explain
who these people are. Erica Alexander, first of all, if you're old enough or you have Netflix, Erica Alexander is one of the main characters on Living Single from way back in the day with Kim Fields and Queen Latifah. Great.
She was the one that was with
that guy. Yeah. She was
not Overton.
No, not Overton.
The other one.
The other guy.
She was with the other lawyer.
Yes, she was a lawyer and he was some sort of whatever. But yes, okay. That one. And then Issa Rae, if you've got HBO, she's the creator of the show Insecure, which was really very good. Very good. But
Really?
yeah, Insecure was very good. But
Okay, I have to check it out.
Jeffrey Wright. Let me tell you why I remember Jeffrey Wright. Samuel L. Jackson did a remake of the movie Shaft. There's a character in Sam Jackson's Shaft that is played by Jeffrey Wright. And in the movie, his most famous line is where he refers to Tiger Woods and he calls him Tiger Woo. Tiger Woo. I don't know why. That always makes me giggle. And it's all I ever can think about when I think of Jeffrey Wright, who has played a million other characters since that movie a million years ago. But that's all he'll ever be to me is the guy from Shaft who said Tiger Woo. Tiger Woo. But anyway, he's the main character. He's a writer and a professor, and he's in a slump, both as a writer and as a professor. They put him on leave from his professor job. He's busy trying to sell another book to his publisher, and he encounters Issa Rae, who wrote this book. Issa Rae was like an executive assistant at a publishing company, and she wrote this book that was horrific. The book was absolutely horrific.
Pause for a second. Is it horrific bad? Like the book
Bad.
itself was bad? Or is it
Yeah.
horrific
The
in the
book-
sense that there was like horrifying content? Like
No. It was
horror.
horrific as in bad. The book she wrote was
Oh, okay.
horrific. It was
It was bad.
horrible. The book was very stereotypical Black. And when I mean very stereotypical Black, I mean in terms of horrible dialect, the things people said, the way they spoke, it was just so bad, so bad. However, it was the #1 selling book. It was a best-selling book, despite how bad the book was. Best-selling. And he, on the other hand, is this intellectual who writes very cerebral. And he's like, he's at this bookstore. His book is in the Black section, in the African American section. Her book is way over there, and it's got an end cap, and it's got this big old display because it was the #1 selling book. And he's asking the guy in the store, why is my book over here? It's not even about African American history. And the guy's like, well, the author's Black. He's like, okay. The story's not about Black people. What? Like, why? And then when he collects all his books and he goes over to this other spot and there's all her books, a whole case of her books, which are extremely Black. And not one of her books was in the African American section. So he gets this crazy idea to create a persona and to write one of these ridiculous books that is very stereotypical African American. Not only does the book do well, it wins a major award. And he is one of the judges of this of the books that are being nominated and awarded. And he's trying everything he can to keep the book from winning an award. And it doesn't work. It wins an award. Not only does it win an award, it dude gets it gets turned into a movie and all of this stuff, and he's so beside himself because his intellect is like, this is crazy. And I apologize to anyone who is going to be offended by what I'm about to say, but why are white people making African American stereotypes a product that sells and that you want to push? And I'm not talking just Black characters. I'm talking stereotypical, bad English, bad everything, like all the bad things you ever said about Black people. That's what these books were. And it was interesting to watch this because the characters, the publishing companies, and all of the writing associations, they all thought these books were amazing, fantastic. So, and I just was like, like him, I was horrified because I'm like, okay, what you're saying is we are at our best, African Americans, when we are ignorant as fuck.
But then it bears the question, who the fuck is buying these books? For them to be so popular, popularity is based on numbers. If the numbers are showing that people are buying these books, who the fuck is buying these books?
Well, and so that's the other part of this is the publishing companies are investing marketing dollars into making sure the books sell.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So that part of the story, I'm like, that's some bullshit. But the story in and of itself, the movie in and of itself was entertaining. I believe it's also available on Prime. I just happened to watch it on the plane, but I believe it's available on Prime, and it's called American Fiction. There's a whole love interest thing and secrets of him actually being the writer, because he creates, like I said, a persona and so forth and so on and yada yada yada, whatever. But anyway, it's worth watching. Absolutely worth watching. But it is now 9:57. Oh, Kari, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's 9:57.
Okay. See, we've been doing this
I did have some. Before we do that though, let me just. We have some really good movies coming out. Yeah. So I don't know if
and TV shows.
And TV shows, but what I'm most excited about is Deadpool and Wolverine, because Jack Newman said he wasn't going to do any more Wolverines, but Ryan Reynolds convinced him, and now they're doing Deadpool and Wolverine, which should be interesting. That's going
to be ridiculous. It
comes out July 26th, 2024. So I just wanted to share that. And I did get excited because, I'm a huge Transformers fan, and there's Transformers 1 coming out September 20th, but it looks like it's a cartoon, and I don't do the cartoons.
No, I don't do the cartoons.
I like the movies. So anyways, with that being said, we would like to thank everyone for watching, but don't go just yet. We have some announcements to make before we leave.
Where are the announcements? Here they go.
I'm not sure. Make sure, I gotta turn over here. Make sure you come and see us in Miami, June 28th to the 30th, October 25th to the 27th in Edison, New Jersey, and December 6th through the 8th in Washington, D.C., my backyard. You can get your tickets at EXXXOTICA.tv. And ladies, free Friday, so sign up for your free tickets, ladies, on Friday. What else we got?
Now that I'm in charge, we are marking off each date with Holly motherfucking Berry.
Yeah,
that is a very hot picture. We love that. It definitely gives me Star Wars vibes. That belt is like Princess Leia-ish.
The belt is very Princess Leia. Yes, it is. I ain't gonna lie. But that bikini, woo, baby.
Yeah, and she's fine.
I love Holly Berry in the short haircuts. But anyway, moving on to the next promo.
Yes, moving on to the next thing. And we just had a 420 celebration a few days ago, but the 420 Expo, September 13th through the 15th, 2024 in Edison, New Jersey. Please follow us on social media, the 420 Expo. And you can go to 420expo.com to purchase your tickets, inquire about exhibiting, and, all the good stuff. So we will see you in Edison, New Jersey, September 13th through the 15th for the third annual 420 Expo.
And the best part, our pink boxes. Here we go.
And we're going to have a foursome with 3 pink boxes and you. All you got to do is follow us on social media. A fabulous foursome it will be. But yeah, we would love to keep you up to date on all things with our personal brands as well as Boob too. We want to hear about what you're watching, what you suggest, what you think is no good, stay away from. But yeah, you can communicate and chat with us and interact with us on social media. We would not only encourage it, but we love it. Mm-hmm. And of course, make sure you're leaving us comments down here, Twitter, YouTube, wherever you may be watching us. Like, follow, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And even more importantly, keep it locked and loaded right here on EXXXOTICA.tv. Next week, Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, same bat channel. Back to you, Casey.
And quick shout out to Michael in Dubai.
Bye.
All right, in the meantime,
Woo!
see y'all next week. Bye.
Bye.